Before we hop into today's video, I just want to let you know one thing, that officially, as of today, I am now a YouTube partner. Go ahead, throw some air horns on that thing. Yeah, we out here. But anyway, that was a little cringy, I know. But anyway, so with that being said, that means there's going to be a bunch of content being rolled out on this channel. Some are going to be for members only, and some are going to be for the general public. And I'm just going to be a lot more intentional with the videos that I make for the members only. And you can make a one-time donation. You can even go in and make a super thanks and give me a donation that way if you appreciate the content that you already see on this channel. So if you've been here with me from the beginning, or if you just hopped on the train, I appreciate you so much for allowing this to happen, because quite frankly, I wouldn't be partnered without you guys subscribing and watching and so on and so forth. So with that being said, let's hop into today's video. Today, we're going to talk about some accessories that I believe every photographer and videographer needs in their kit, in their bag at all times, if they want to do this in a, I guess, professional way or just an efficient way. It doesn't even have to be professional, just being very efficient. So we're gonna talk about these things, and they're not expensive, because when you're just starting out photography, you don't really have a lot of money, because the camera and the lens probably drains your bank account. So let's talk about some things that are going to be in your bag, or that should be in your bag, that are going to make your life a whole lot easier. So the first thing that every photographer, videographer needs, definitely videographer, is a reflector. So like a 5-in-1 reflector, there'll be a gold side, a silver side, and these come in so clutch for a variety of purposes. So when you look at the 5-in-1 reflector, you have the standard silver, kind of looks like aluminum foil side of the reflector, and that's just going to help you bounce light. A lot of times when people are just getting into photography or videography, they don't know how to use flash. Videography, there's no such thing as flash, so you need a way to kind of bounce the light onto your subject. If you're backlighting a subject, they're going to be really dark, background's going to be really exposed. So how do you combat that? You get a reflector. So there's a silver side that looks like aluminum foil, then there's a gold side that looks like gold, and then there's also a big white piece, and that's your diffusion. So if you are a natural light photographer and you're shooting in this really high sun, and like the sun is too harsh, the subject's kind of like doing this because they can't see, that's going to act as diffusion, and that's going to soften the light. So you look at this, well, you can't see it, but this is my key light up here, and I have a diffusion on it, because if it wasn't, it would be super hard light and it just wouldn't be flattering. Should I guess I will. Let's take this front part diffusion off. All right, so that's how it looks with barely no diffusion. It's very harsh, very unflattering. It's just not good. So diffusion is going to help if you're doing, you know, any type of harsh daylight. The diffusion is going to help. So if I want a reflector, and especially for videography, if you need to bounce light because your subject's moving, or you want a backlight and you want to light your subject up for like a high key interview or whatever, then you're going to need a reflector, and it's going to come in super clutch. They're only like 20-30 bucks depending on what size you get. Invest in one. Let me cover this back up because it looks like I'm outside in the sun. The next accessory that is really going to help you is an SD card case, something like this. I got mine from Coiro Photo off Amazon, and it holds a variety of SD cards. So you see some regular SD cards, and then has a space for some micro SD cards here, and then also has a space for some CF Express cards here. And this is going to help solely for organization. So if you're carrying around multiple SD cards, you don't want them just stored in some random pocket in your bag, because anything can happen to them. They can break, they can get lost, they can fall out. So if you want to keep everything organized, I do recommend an SD card case, and it's super compact. So if it falls or anything, your SD cards are protected. And if you're like me and you use a lot of V90 cards, those things are not cheap. So you want to keep those protected, because you don't want to buy them anymore. Okay, so yeah, so get an SD card case, make your life a lot easier, be a little bit more organized. And there's some that actually have SD card and battery holders. Those are cool too. I personally have a special slot in my bag that holds my batteries, but yeah, just get a case to hold your SD cards, because also redundancy. We need multiple SD cards for redundancy, because, you know, you never know what will happen. All right, cool. Another thing that should be in your bag, and this is almost a non-negotiable, is cleaning kit. You got your spray, you got your cloth, and you got your you got your air blower. And you need these because if you're shooting outside a lot, or if you're like me in the springtime in North Carolina, or when you go down south to hang out and do a maternity session in Georgia, the pollen is absolutely crazy. And so you don't want specks of dust, pollen, dirt on your lens and showing up in your pictures. The maternity session I did this past weekend, I was looking, and a few of the pictures, like the pollen specks showed up on her black dress, and I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. So that's where this comes in handy. You just spray, not the glass itself, you spray the cloth, wipe the glass, and then you spray this first, and then you wipe, and then you spray again. That's what I do. I mean, anyway, but you need this kit because you want to make sure your pictures are coming out as you want them to be delivered, and your stuff can get dirty, probably will get dirty if you're shooting outside a lot. So you need to clean the kit. It's like 10 bucks. Get one. The last essential I'm gonna talk about in this video is a UV filter, and this is just going to protect your camera or your lens from UV rays, and also it can double as a protective layer. So this is the one that goes right onto my Sura 85, and so I have this on for one. If I don't want to put the lens cap on, I have the UV filter to protect the lens itself. If I was to drop this lens, the UV filter would absorb a lot of that impact instead of the lens itself. Therefore, it is a $10 replacement versus a $500 replacement. And also, like I said, UV, it protects from the sun's UV rays. So if you're getting a lot of glares or anything like that, then you put the UV on and it'll cut a lot of that down. Also, what you want to use to cut a lot of that flare down is a lens hood. Not all lenses are made equal. Not all lenses are gonna come with a lens hood. So if your lens does not come with a lens hood, you're going to want to search for a lens hood for said lens, because it's going to help you a lot if you're shooting outside, especially like I said earlier, if you're shooting into the sun because you want your subject backlit, the hood is gonna help a lot. So if you don't have a lens hood for your lens, get a lens hood. And also the lens hood serves as another layer of protection as well. So if you drop your lens hood and the UV filter are going to absorb a lot of that impact, and then your lens is less likely to be damaged, versus if you're carrying this around raw with no UV filter, no lens hood, this thing is cooked. All right, absolutely cooked. So get you lens filter and lens hood. So with that being said, those are some essentials that I think should be in every single photographer and videographer's camera bag. If you're a videographer, get some indie filters as well, but that's another story for another time. But this video helps you, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you again to all my subscribers for helping me become partner. I'm very excited, and I'm even more motivated to get some content rolled out. That'll be very beneficial to all of you. So with that being said, I'm gonna holler at y'all next time. Peace.